I've been out, NDA, let's just say that. And while I was out, finally, we got footage. Hours upon hours of footage that they had been sitting on for a very long time, finally got released to the public, of January 6th, what was literally, according to them, 9/11, actually worse, perhaps. And let's go through some of it. I got a lot that I want to talk about here. But as you can see right here, kind of just walking through, single file line, almost looks like a tour. You see the cops, Capitol Police is right there, right? Seems like they got everything under control as these people just waltz right on there. It's just like a tour, essentially, is what this is. You see more footage. This was a hilarious one for me because I'll back it up a little bit. He's getting unhandcuffed, okay? They're getting a handcuff taken off of him. He's going to dap up this a police officer here, and they're going to just chat away like it was optics or something. And then you have this one right here. They're walking in single file line. All is good. Again, Capitol Police is there. This is a glorified tour, and I'm gonna take you to this one where people are just kind of walking right in and walking out like it's nothing. Cops are right there. Okay, and there's plenty of footage that goes on and goes on. And of course, the question is, why would they hold that? I mean, it's a question that you know the answer to, but I do want to be clear, and I don't want you to forget. They lied about several things already. We already knew, they were already confirmed. A lot of dramatization, if you want to call it that, saying people died there, and it looks like the only person that may have died that was like killed by somebody was Ashley Babbitt, and she was killed by the police that were there. A lot about Brian Sicknick, if you don't remember. Said he was beat over the head with a fire extinguisher or something. That was a lie. Turned out that was a complete fabrication. Media ran with it. Now, of course, they didn't release it. We all know. Because it was advantageous to a certain political class. Let's just say that. You got to keep in mind that there are people that go to prison, people that were in there, hadn't stood trial, all over this glorified tour that we're supposed to believe was literally 9/11. People kicked their feet up on Nancy Pelosi's desk. Yes, that did happen. And I'm glad this footage got released. Because this is one of the times, and I said this, and it wasn't necessarily a popular opinion back when I said it. One thing that I can say, even if we assume that the entire narrative, this insurrection, which again, single file line insurrection, that's not generally how that happens. But if I even assume that would be true, I would say this. Unlike most protests that happen all across the West, they took it straight to the people that they had issues with, right? If that were to be the case. So that's not helping you at all. Because generally what we see is these idiots go and protest, start destroying private businesses that had absolutely nothing to do, like cop killed somebody. They like walk right past the actual police station. They just start using it as an excuse to loot like idiots, right? And so there's that. But what people that watch me on Blaze know I would say that, and people would be like, oh shit, he's saying that. Yeah. I'm not going to pretend like Congress isn't a band full of criminals. Y'all can do that if y'all want to because of sanctity of my country, and it's just how we do things, and this is how a just society operates. They are the criminal class, and they always have been. There's only a few of them, couple actually, one or two maybe, that are at least okay. You got the Thomas Masseys of the world, but it's a band of criminals. Let's be clear. And these people have no issues with supporting causes that inevitably will send a lot of you guys as children to war efforts and such. And meanwhile, as these guys are getting this glorified tour here, you have people ducking under their desk and all these cowards that, again, have no problem looting from the American people. Okay? By way of their paycheck and other ways as well. They're a band full of criminals. Let's just call it what it is. They're a band full of criminals. Now, with this information, I guess this is the takeaway, right? Because it was a charade. I mean, we knew this was a lie from the get-go. Like I said, they were lying already. We knew that. We knew that this wasn't as they dramatized it. It wasn't as violent as what these guys pretend. I'm not going to say there was no conflict outside of it. That's not what it is that I'm saying. But to act as if this was a literal insurrection is being disingenuous, but they don't have to. This is the thing that you got to learn about these types, guys. They know they're lying. So is it actually a lie? I guess you can call it that because they are doing it kind of purposefully with intent. So you can, whatever term you want to use, that's your business. But they know they're going to get away with it, which is why they do it, okay? And that's what, I don't want to blackpill you at all. I think that's the conversation that we need to have. Okay, we got all this information. So all the folks, including folks in Congress that dramatized it, what's going to happen to them? What's going to happen? Are there going to be any consequences there? Is anybody going to start calling for people to be themselves, especially members of Congress and all the guys that perpetuated this nonsense for literal years? They were clinging on this January 6th thing, forever. Are they going to go to prison over it? Probably not. I would get it. I'm a little more, you call me the radical than you guys are, or some of you guys are, because, I'm anarcho-capitalist and what have you. But to me, I'll leave you guys with this. Considering that you have an institution that we're supposed to believe that this is the best that we can do, right? And it just has to be a thing in the capacity it is. Otherwise, there'd just be mass chaos. When these guys get to do stuff like this with no consequence, okay, none whatsoever, they get to do stuff like this. To me, that does not seem to make a whole lot of sense. And maybe this is not the most efficient way to govern, if you will. Because now you've been presented with this information. And we know it's a sham. And maybe things are just getting started because this stuff has been released. So we know so much of it was based on a lie. What the hell is going to happen? And even the guys that you say are worth a damn, what are they going to do to those that use this as a means to punish their political enemies? What are you going to do now? Alpha Core Number 1's pre-order is live. Written by the legendary Chuck Dixon and penciled by Joe Bennett. Visit Rippaverse.com to grab a copy and any of the merchandise items. Be sure to also check out the animated trailer for the campaign, which is the latest project from Rippaverse Studios. Y'all be easy.